Hello everyone, Chelsea here, and today we are going to be talking about how to land a job in less than 24 hours. Now this video is going to be jam-packed full of things that you need to know before you get out there and try and land your job. There's a lot of things that have to be done behind the scenes before you show your face in a business. So let's go ahead and get started because you don't want to miss these. Okay, so you know you need a job, and the first thing you want to do is go to 3 websites. One of them in particular is the most common and the most popular, but those are Indeed.com, CareerBuilder.com, and Monster.com. Those 3 are the top sites that you want to go to if you want to find a job, because the more resumes you put out, the more of a chance that you're going to have landing your job. So that's the first thing you want to do, is going to those 3 websites and type in the search bar what you're looking for. Are you looking to be a social worker, a nurse, home health aide, construction worker, anything that you're looking for, that's what you're going to put in the search bar. And then depending on where you live, you can adjust it to search within a 5-mile radius all the way up to 100 miles. So if you're willing to relocate, that's a great thing to kind of adjust. But for me, I would probably stick to within a 5 to 20 mile radius, just because I don't want to have to drive a really long distance to my job. That's just a personal preference. So if that's something that you think you need to do, go ahead and adjust that. And then lo and behold, if you type something in, and then a bunch of positions will be coming up for you. And as soon as you find one, that's when we're gonna start doing the legwork. All right, so the next step is going to be put out as many resumes as you can. In a typical workday, it's 8 hours, 8:30 to 4:30. So if you are looking for a job and you're serious about it, sit down for about 8 hours, adjust your resume to the job you're applying for, and then put out as many resumes as you can. Now, I do have a tip within this tip, and that is Indeed.com has a special section where you can create your own resume within their website. So it's kind of like an electronic resume that is generated with the information that you provide. So if you're looking for a receptionist position, you can fill in all of the fields and it's going to automatically generate a resume for you, and you can just filter that on through and send in 50 resumes in an 8-hour period like it was nothing. So I promise you, use that to your advantage so that it's less work. You want to work smarter, not harder. All right, the next tip is signing up for those email alerts. For me, I'm looking for music therapy jobs as my career, so I signed up for the email alerts. So any music therapy job that shows up in my region, I want to know about it, and it's going to come through my email so I can immediately click on it and find out what the job's all about, research, and call. And that's going to be our next tip, is if you see a phone number and if you see a name, call the number and find out who you need to speak to, because you don't even know, you might get an interview out of it. So that is a great tip, is if there's a name and number, make sure you call right away, because you never know what could happen. All right, everyone, this is my favorite tip, and if you listen to nothing else in this video, this is the tip that you want to hear, and that is, make sure as soon as you apply for your job online, you want to take your cover letter and resume and take it down to the location and ask to speak to the recruiter, the HR director, whoever is responsible for hiring this position, and literally hand them your resume, shake their hand, introduce yourself, and say, hey, I saw your job posting, I applied online, but I wanted to come and put a face to the name and introduce myself. And I cannot tell you how many times I have been hired on the spot just by doing this step. And I've gone from having an interview right there on the spot to getting hired and starting in less than 24 hours. I promise you, it works amazing. And it tells the employer that you have initiative, you have drive, you really want this. And that's what they want to see. They want to see you have energy and you want to contribute to their company by filling this position to the best of your ability. So I can't emphasize enough that this is the tip that you have to hear, because it's what's going to help you land your job in less than 24 hours. Okay, so my last tip is having a reasonable start date. And imagine the employer has now offered you the position and they ask you, when are you available to start? And my general rule of thumb is 2 weeks time or less. You want to make sure that they know that you're not trying to get out of working, you're not trying to just veg out and enjoy life, but you've been a go-getter now and you have proven that you want this job. and you don't want the start date to be a red flag for them. So I would suggest giving them a 2 weeks time frame or less. That way it seems like it's a reasonable start date. So that's my last and final tip. I hope these have helped you. And before we go, I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak preview of my resume that I have composed over the years. So maybe it'll give you some tips and tricks on how to really put it together, and then you can send it on out. And I hope you can find the job that you have been looking for, because it can be really challenging and overwhelming thinking about, I need to apply for a job, I don't know how to apply. So I really hope these things have helped you, and we'll have a conclusion right after a preview of my resume. Okay, so before we go, I just wanted to come on here and show you a little preview of the resume that I used for my previous jobs. And I have all of these things blacked out here so that you can't see personal information. But basically, like I was saying before, the professional summary just describes the position that I am wanting to secure. And then underneath, I have a bulleted list of all of my strengths. So 55 words per minute typing speed, professional phone etiquette, customer service oriented, articulate and well-spoken, creative problem solving, excellent time management, proficiency in Microsoft Office programs, all of the things that make me who I am as a professional. So very scholarly language. I want to make sure that whoever I'm sending this to, that they know that I am legit and that I am serious about this position that I'm applying to. Then going down into the resume as far as flow, we have work history. And like I said before, I have a pretty extensive work history only because I'm 27 and I have a lot of previous jobs. So, you know, before actually getting into my career, because I worked all the way through college, which was about, let's see, 8 years. Okay, so we're just gonna go down here. And what I like to do for a job description, I like to actually go to the website where the job is posted, and I like to copy and paste the job description. So basically all of the things that I used to do in that job. So welcomes visitors by greeting them in person or on the telephone. And I just go down the list here and it just explains what I was responsible for in that position. So then going on down here, there's another position. I was a marketing coordinator. I was a receptionist most of the time throughout college. It was just the position that I was really, really good at. And I have tons and tons and tons of experience doing that, with the exception of one of my jobs, which was doing, let's see here, I was working with children. But other than that, I basically was just doing receptionist work, which I absolutely loved. I was very successful at, and it was just my strength and my niche. So that's what I chose to do throughout college. Then after I speak about my work history, I go into my education and the kind of job that I'm going to, or the kind of degree that I will hold. And for this, I need to change that because it's incorrect. I will be getting my degree this coming August. So anyway, that is just a little sneak peek preview of my resume. I hope this has helped some of you kind of get a feel for what it is that you need to do in order to secure that really, really, really good job. And I'm not talking about a career job. This is just getting out into the workforce, getting your feet wet, kind of figuring out what you like to do, what you don't like to do. And I'm telling you, if you use all of the tips and tricks that I shared in this video, I promise you, you are going to be successful somehow in the workforce and be a functioning human being in the crazy society that we live in. So I hope this has helped you in some way, and I look forward to the next video. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, thank you so much for watching, everyone. My name is Chelsea, and this video was all about how to land a job in less than 24 hours. And I promise you, if you listen to these tips and tricks and you put them to use, I promise you, you are going to find a job. So let me know in the comments what you think, and hope to hear from you all soon. Talk to you later. Bye.